Ladies, let me tell you something powerful today. When a woman is blessed with faith, she carries an unshakable strength that no storm can destroy, no trial can silence, and no enemy can defeat. Faith is not just a feeling. Faith is a fire. It is the anchor that keeps you steady when the waves of life try to pull you under. It is the light that guides you through the darkest nights and the shield that protects you from every arrow thrown your way. When a woman has faith, she walks with a confidence that confuses the enemy, a peace that silences fear, and a courage that inspires everyone around her. Faith is not just what you believe. Faith is how you live, how you speak, and how you keep moving forward when everything in life is telling you to stop. Today, I want to share with you 7 signs that show a woman is truly blessed with faith. Sign 1, she chooses trust over fear. A woman blessed with faith doesn't allow fear to control her life. Fear may knock at her door, but faith answers. When situations look impossible, when finances are tight, when relationships feel broken, she doesn't crumble. She chooses to trust that there is a purpose in the process. Her heart whispers, I don't see the whole picture, but I know who holds the picture. This kind of trust is what keeps her grounded when life is shaking everything else around her. Sign 2, she speaks life with her words. Faith-filled women understand the power of the tongue. She doesn't just talk about her problems, she talks to her problems. She declares victory even when the battle isn't over. She knows that her words can shape her atmosphere, so she speaks encouragement, hope, and strength, not only into her own life, but into the lives of those around her. Sign 3, she stands strong in the storm. Storms come for everyone, but a woman with faith refuses to let the storm define her. She may bend, but she will not break. She may cry, but she will not quit. She may get knocked down, but she will rise again. Her faith is her foundation. And when the winds blow, she digs her roots deeper. That strength becomes a testimony to others that they too can survive their storm. Sign 4, she lives with purpose. A woman blessed with faith knows she is here on assignment. She doesn't just exist, she lives with intentionality. Every decision, every action, every step is driven by a bigger vision for her life. She refuses to settle for less than what she was created for. Faith gives her the boldness to dream bigger, pray harder, and step into opportunities that once scared her. Sign 5, she extends grace to others. Faith makes a woman softer, not harder. She knows what it's like to be forgiven, so she forgives. She knows what it's like to be lifted, so she lifts others. Instead of bitterness, she chooses compassion. Instead of revenge, she chooses peace. Her faith allows her to love even when it hurts and to see others the way they could be, not just the way they are. Sign 6, she walks in gratitude. Faith transforms her perspective. Instead of focusing on what's missing, she praises God for what's already there. Gratitude becomes her habit. Even in trials, she can say, thank you for the lesson, thank you for the strength, thank you for the growth. This kind of faith doesn't just change her circumstances, it changes her heart. Sign 7, she inspires others without trying. The most beautiful sign of a faith-filled woman is the way her life becomes a light. People notice her peace, her confidence, her joy, and they are drawn to it. She doesn't need a platform to preach or a microphone to inspire. Her very life becomes a sermon of faith. Her faith creates ripples that encourage other women to rise up and believe for more. Faith makes you fearless because it changes the way you see everything around you. When a woman is blessed with faith, She doesn't see fear as something that can paralyze her. She sees it as an opportunity to grow stronger. Fear may come knocking on her door in the middle of the night, whispering that she isn't good enough, that she will fail, that she will lose everything. But faith answers that door and says, you are not welcome here. Fear thrives in the unknown. But faith reminds her that the unknown is exactly where miracles are born. She no longer allows fear to dictate their decisions. Instead of staying in her comfort zone, she dares to step out, even when she doesn't have all the answers. She takes that leap because she believes that something greater is waiting for her on the other side. Faith fills her with courage that others can't explain. People might look at her situation and wonder how she is still standing, still smiling, still moving forward. But what they don't see is the fire burning inside of her. That fire pushes her to wake up every morning with determination. Fear tries to tell her that the world is too dangerous, that the challenge is too big, that the dream is too far away. But faith speaks louder and tells her to keep going. Faith doesn't remove the obstacles, but it gives her the strength to face them without hesitation. She begins to see fear for what it really is, a liar. Fear tries to magnify problems, but faith puts them back into perspective. When she faces a challenge at work, in her relationships, or in her personal life, she doesn't run away from it. She confronts it head on because faith has given her the boldness to believe that she is stronger than whatever stands in her way. She refuses to let fear stop her from pursuing her calling, from using her gifts, from speaking her truth. Faith teaches her that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward despite it. There will still be moments when her heart races, when her palms sweat, when her mind tries to talk her out of it, but faith pushes her to take that step anyway. And with every step, fear loses its grip on her life. Slowly, the things that used to intimidate her no longer have power over her. She learns to walk into opportunities with her head held high, to face difficult conversations with grace, and to enter new seasons with confidence. This kind of fearlessness is not arrogance, it's trust. She isn't relying on her own strength alone. She is relying on a higher strength that guides her, protects her, and lifts her up. She can walk into uncertain situations and still have peace because her faith assures her that everything is working for her good. She can try new things without worrying about failure because faith reminds her that failure is not final, it's just part of the process. She can let go of the past without fear of what's ahead because faith promises her that what's coming is better than what's gone. Fear used to keep her small, used to hold her back, used to make her question herself, but faith has broken those chains. Faith has given her a new mindset, a new confidence, a new power that refuses to bow to fear. Now, when she walks into a room, she doesn't shrink back. She takes up space. She doesn't wait for permission. She creates opportunities. She doesn't live by the what ifs. She lives by the why nots. Faith has taught her to see fear as a signal not to stop, but to rise higher. And every time fear shows up, it becomes a reminder that she is stepping into something significant, something worth fighting for, something that will take her to the next level. Her past may have been marked by heartbreak, loss, disappointment, or betrayal, but faith takes every painful moment and turns it into the building blocks of her strength. A woman blessed with faith refuses to allow her pain to define her. Instead, she allows it to refine her. She looks at every tear she has cried. Every night she stayed awake wondering if she would ever feel whole again, and she sees them as evidence that she survived. Faith becomes the lens through which she interprets her suffering, not as a punishment, but as preparation. She understands that every wound is an opportunity for growth. Every setback is a setup for something greater. And every season of pain carries with it a lesson that will make her stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Faith does not deny the pain. It does not tell her to pretend she is okay when she isn't. Faith allows her to feel every emotion but gives her the courage not to stay there. She may have been hurt, but she is not broken beyond repair. She may have been knocked down, but she has the strength to rise. Each time life tried to break her spirit, her faith whispered that there was still more for her ahead, that this moment was not the end of her story. She learns that pain is temporary, but the strength she gains from walking through it will last a lifetime. As she grows in faith, she starts to recognize that her pain has a purpose. The heartbreak that once made her question her worth now reminds her of her resilience. The betrayal that once made her cautious now makes her wiser. The disappointment that once crushed her expectations now pushes her to dream even bigger. Faith gives her the ability to look back at those moments and see how they shaped her character, how they deepened her empathy, and how they increased her capacity to love and to forgive. She no longer views herself as a victim of her circumstances, but as a victor who has conquered everything meant to destroy her. Her pain becomes a source of power that she carries with her everywhere she goes. When she sees another woman struggling, she can reach out and encourage her because she knows what it feels like to be there. When someone else is battling through heartbreak, she can tell them that healing is possible because she has walked that road herself. Her story becomes a testimony, a living example that pain can be transformed into purpose. Faith allows her to turn her wounds into wisdom and her trials into triumphs, creating a ripple effect that inspires everyone around her. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. There are moments when the pain still feels fresh, when the memories still sting, when she still wonders why certain things had to happen the way they did. But faith keeps reminding her that there is beauty being formed even in the ashes. She learns to let go of bitterness, not because what happened was fair, but because holding on would only keep her bound. Faith teaches her that freedom comes through forgiveness, that healing comes through surrender, and that strength comes through persistence. Eventually, she begins to see her pain not as something to hide, but as something to embrace. It is part of her story, part of what makes her powerful. She carries it like a crown, a symbol of everything she has endured and overcome. Instead of hiding her scars, she wears them as proof that she has fought battles and survived. Pain no longer controls her, it fuels her. It pushes her to keep going, to keep believing, to keep becoming the best version of herself. And every time she faces a new challenge, she draws from the power of her past victories, knowing that if she made it through before, she can make it through again. She knows storms will come, and she no longer sees them as signs of failure, but as opportunities to prove the strength of her foundation. When the winds of life blow, she does not panic, because faith has taught her that storms are not meant to destroy her, but to reveal how deeply her roots are planted. She may feel the pressure, she may feel the shaking, but she refuses to be uprooted. Her faith gives her an inner stability that circumstances cannot take away. Even when everything around her is uncertain, she stands tall because she knows that she is anchored to something greater than herself. The storm may come in the form of financial struggles, family problems, rejection, or personal loss, but instead of being crushed under the weight of it, she lets it push her closer to her purpose. Faith reminds her that the storm will not last forever, that the rain will stop, that the clouds will clear. This assurance allows her to endure with patience, to keep moving forward when it would be easier to give up, and to stay focused when the enemy tries to distract her. She knows that growth does not happen on sunny days alone. It happens in the stormy seasons that stretch her faith and force her to trust on a deeper level. Her strength is not loud or boastful, but quiet and unwavering. People may not even realize what she is going through because she carries herself with such grace. She doesn't let the storm define her attitude or control her actions. Instead, she uses it as fuel to become even more determined. Every setback only makes her more resilient. Every wave that crashes against her only reminds her that she is still standing. The storm becomes her training ground, shaping her into someone who is not easily shaken by life's challenges. She learns to find peace in the middle of the chaos. While others may be running in fear, she remains calm because she believes that there is purpose even in the pain. Faith allows her to see beyond the immediate struggle to the victory waiting on the other side. She refuses to let worry or anxiety take over her mind. Instead, she speaks to the storm with confidence, declaring that she will not be defeated. Her calm presence inspires others to hold on as well, because they see that if she can survive her storm with faith, then so can they.